You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, LMA.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, LMA. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
So why did you get Jacqueeze's version?
Why
of
did I
Trick
know that was going to be
pulled off
the
internet?
first question that you asked?
Good morning.
Jeesh, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
But why'd you get it pulled down?
I didn't know we were still talking about this.
I don't know. I never met you, so I just asked.
I mean, my label made a statement, and I mean, there's not really much more to say about the situation.
Got you. It wasn't your fault, though.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't anyone's fault, I don't think.
Just the record business doing what they do.
But let's start from the beginning. Let's back up a little bit.
I know, right?
Welcome now.
Thank you.
Now,
Yes, good to have you, by the way.
Thank you.
We keep seeing you in the building. I'm like, when are we getting LMA on the Breakfast
I'm glad
Club?
to be here.
But they were like, it's the time, and we're going to wait for the album to come out. So
Yes.
we're glad that we did wait, and the album is out now.
Yes, it is out now.
Tell them how you started. How did you get your start in the music industry?
I started on Instagram. I was doing 15-second covers about 3 years ago now, and just I didn't put them on YouTube or anything. I was just doing them on Instagram, and DJ must have found one of my videos. It was the Tupac Keep Your Head Up video, and he just DM'd me and was like, what's your situation? But I really didn't have a situation. I was just in my bedroom singing. I worked in retail.
Wow.
I went to school for music, but that was about it. I didn't have any management, anything. And I was recording these covers just like on my iPhone with a YouTube backing track. Like I didn't have a mic or anything. And about like a month or two after I'd spoken to him, I was in New York actually, and he was in Philly for Made in America. So he drove here and we did a session and we made 3 songs that night. And after that, he was just like really excited. He wanted to get me to LA. And I was back and forth. That was 2015. So I was back and forth to LA 2015 to 2016. And then I signed in 2016.
So you just came to Made in America to visit, just to see the show?
No,
She
I
was
was
in
here.
New York,
She
she said.
I used to
Got
live in
you.
New York, so
Okay.
I was in New York, but he was in Philly, so he
Got you.
drove from Philly to New York.
How is
Wow.
he randomly on your Instagram? I always wonder how that happens. Like, had people been tagging him or?
It's funny because I think it came up on his girlfriend's Explore page, and she showed him, and then he said at first he like just disregarded it because he's like, there's so many people that sing on Instagram. He wasn't really paying attention, and then I came back up on his Explore page, and he was like, let me actually listen. And then he listened, and he was like, he likes my voice. So.
And it was just a 15-second Instagram clip?
That was back in the day when you couldn't have a minute on Instagram.
Yeah, there wasn't a minute yet. It was only 15 seconds.
Was
so.
he the first person that ever reached out to you that was like in the music business that said, I want to work with you?
No, there was a few people that reached out before, but he was the only one that was like, what's the word?
Serious.
Persistent.
Real?
Yeah, persistent.
Serious,
Yeah, really serious.
Now you on an X Factor too, right?
I was,
With
yeah.
the group. Explain that.
Yeah, I was on the English X Factor in a girl group. There was 3 of us.
What was the name of it?
Arise
Arise.
with a Z. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't much to it, to be
You
honest.
didn't make it. You didn't make it to the next round.
We made it to, so when I went to school for music, they scouted in our school. So they scouted us, and we did about 4 rounds before you actually make it to the TV.
right.
And then we got through the first TV round with the judges, got 4 yeses. Everyone was so excited. And then we got to the next stage, which was the arena stage, and got 4 no's, and everyone was just like completely changed their
Damn.
mind. So yeah, it was definitely a ton of events.
See,
So you
you might
decided
not
to
even
cut
be
all
a
of them
solo
off?
artist.
Say that
You
again?
decided to cut all of them off and go solo?
No, it was a mutual decision. We like dismantled not because of X Factor, just because everyone was kind of trying to do their own thing. So
See, everything happens for a reason. Because imagine if y'all would have made it and then you would have been locked in a
Yeah.
contract with the group and then you wouldn't be a solo artist.
yeah, I definitely think sometimes at the time you don't understand what is actually going on, but it makes sense later down the line. So.
What happened to the rest of the group
Yeah, I was
members?
gonna say that. Do you still speak to them?
What happened to them? No, I don't, actually, tell a lie. When my album dropped, I spoke to one of them, and the other one I haven't heard from in ages. So
They mad at you? You think a little jealousy, a little envy maybe?
I have no clue. I hope not.
Yeah. Were they close to you? Were y'all friends or just y'all came?
We were good friends. More so, there was 3 of us, and I went to school with one of them, so I was closer with her because we lived like down the street from each other. The other one we met at a studio, but we were all still very good friends.
So you were signed to DJ Mustard for how long before the success of Boot Up?
2 years.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's
2
talk
years.
about Boot Up. That's a record that just won't go away, and it's been around forever. Now, before it started popping, when did you create that record? Tell us the idea of the record and how long it took for it to pop.
I recorded it in the very start. It was the last record I recorded on Ready, my 3rd EP. And we put Ready out in February 2017. I recorded Boot Up in January 2017. And it didn't really pick up until like March 2018, so over a year.
It wasn't that long though.
It
People
was a
make,
long-
people
Well,
make,
well,
people
no,
make it seem
people-
like it was 3 years.
No, that's
It was
not
about-
long.
It was about 8 months.
It's not long. It's not long when you look at it like that. But I mean, some people are like, oh, she was performing this last year and no one cared, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I think it's better late than never. I wouldn't complain, so.
Did you ever give up on the record at any point? Because it's been out for so long that when it finally blew up, you was like, oh, I forgot about that.
I didn't forget about it. I just remember my manager saying to me, like, this is something, we need to shoot a video. And I was like, we had just put out Naked, which was a single that I just released on no EP, just a single. And I was like, we just put out Naked, like I wanted to push Naked. And he's like, no. I don't think you understand yet, but like I said, there's stuff that you don't understand until after. So we shot the video. I mean, I realized what was happening, and we shot the video, and then the video obviously made it skyrocket as well. So
did Boot Up blow up organically, or was there a secret bag put behind the record?
it was 100% organic.
Really?
And now
Yeah.
it was organic.
Yeah, it was Big Von in the Bay. He said,
Von.
yeah, he told me that he DJs this party every week, and this guy who comes like regularly, he's always there. Came up to him and was like, yo, you got that Boot Up? And he said he didn't know he hadn't heard the song, he didn't know what it was. So he said he looked it up, but obviously he was DJing a club, so he couldn't listen to it without everyone else hearing it. So he said to the guy, I'm gonna play it just because you come here every week and I trust you. But if it doesn't do well in here, then I'll never take a recommendation from you again. And he said he played it and it went off. And he said there was like people doing cartwheels and a whole bunch of stuff.
Cartwheels.
Yeah. He was like, he can tell the story better than I can. But yeah,
They already knew the record, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he put it into rotation. And from there, it just started picking up randomly in different places in the country.
Did you feel like you had outgrew the record? Because, you know, I'm sure you were writing other stuff and you grew musically.
I mean, yeah, I think so because I was working on my album. But nonetheless, I still think it's a great record. I don't feel like there's like a huge difference in like my vocal or anything. It was like you said, it was long. I guess you can say it was long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't like I recorded it like 5 years ago.
Did you move to New York to pursue music?
No, I lived in New York when I was, I moved here in 2007 when I was 12 with my mum because my mum's a teacher. And she got a job out here, so I had to come. And then I left. I did year 8 to year 12, 8th grade to 12th grade, graduated and moved back to London. So I didn't do anything to do with music actually when I moved here. Only the very first summer I was here, I did like a vocal program at Stuyvesant High School, just during the summer. And then after that, I didn't touch music again because I felt like I was already so different. I had an accent, like everyone always wanted me to talk. So I didn't want any other reason for people to like put attention on me. So I shied away from it.
People with a British accent hate when you do their accent back to them.
Yeah, I mean, in school, it was just annoying because everyone would just always ask me, like, do I know Harry Potter? Can I say banana? It's like, it was just like...
Ask you to say Maybach music.
No one ever actually asked me that.
Oh.
But yeah, it was just like a lot. So I just shied away from it.
Now, what about the remix? Everybody did a remix.
Yes.
Fabulous, T-Pain, Nicki Minaj, Quavo.
Yes.
What was your favorite?
My favorite was the official one that we put out, Nicki and Quavo. But I liked all of them, honestly.
T-Pain was dope. So
T-Pain
I didn't know
killed
that
it.
was an official one.
Yeah,
Nicki
the
and
Quavo
Quavo.
one. Yeah, Nicki, that was official.
Yeah.
T-Pain killed it, though.
T-Pain killed it. I think Fab killed it.
Fab destroyed it.
Yeah.
Some people think that Nicki and Quavo was the worst one.
I know, but music is personal preference.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So it's whatever you choose. But I think everyone killed it, to be fair. I wasn't expecting to have everybody like just jump on and do it themselves. Plies did one too, which was really cool. So just to have people do it organically just because they loved the song so much was really cool to see.
So there's none you didn't like?
None that I heard that I didn't like, no, actually. I think Dave East did one as well, which was cool.
I didn't know you was from the UK till I listened to your album this weekend.
Really?
Yes, because you was talking the intro. I'm like, oh, I didn't know she
You
was
didn't
from
hear
the UK.
the whole My Boo at the
I
end
ain't
of
never
My
paid no
Boo.
attention.
She talks in the...
I just did. I guess I
It's
wasn't
called
paying
Boot Up,
attention.
by
Like,
the
Oh,
way.
Boot Up, I
Not
said
My
My Boo.
Boo.
Yeah,
My boo was
My
Usher and Alicia Keys thing.
Yeah, my bad. Boot Up.
I was like, oh, she from the UK. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
yeah.
I was reading that you're the first artist since Lisa Stansfield to have a #1 that's from the UK here in the United States. So that has to feel like a big deal too, because that was like in the 80s.
It was 92, so
92.
26 years ago, which is crazy because I'm born in 94. So that's like, I'm the first person from the UK in my lifetime to top that chart.
Did you know who Lisa Stansfield was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know who Lisa Stanfield?
Not really.
Really?
You never heard "Been Around the World"?
Oh yeah. I
That's
can't
her.
find my baby.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's it.
I didn't know who it was though.
That's it.
But that has to feel like an accomplishment because a lot of people realize how difficult it is to be number one in the United States and not be from here. Also,
Yeah. It's very difficult. I mean, when I read that, I think I reread that headline about 6 times just to kind of like try and take it in because it's crazy. It definitely is, and especially like I said, since I've been born, no one's done it. So I'm like, my manager was actually the person to say like, think about it, like you're the first person in your lifetime, and then I really thought about it, and I'm like, wow, that is pretty crazy. So.
Did you feel pressure to follow up Booed Up with a hit? Like you was like, I know I need to have a smash.
Do you know what? I think from the outside looking in, it obviously looked like, or there probably was a lot of pressure to be completely honest. But I didn't really feel it like that because I'd already been working on my album for a good amount of months before Boot Up became so successful. I kind of knew that we had like some, maybe not. I don't know if anything like from any music that I release, my album or whatever, will do what Boot Up has done. It might not, that's fine to me because I feel like Boot Up, nobody expected it, especially an R&B record from a new artist. So I didn't really put too much pressure on myself because I felt like if I did, I definitely wouldn't be able to what's the word I'm looking for?
It's
to
like you
match
never,
it. If
the
you get
bar
what I
was
mean.
set. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no need to try to repeat history.
I mean, yeah, I think it's like, and every song is going to do something different. You don't like, just because Boot Up was so successful, it doesn't mean that if I release Trip and Trip doesn't do exactly what Boot Up has done, that Trip is not successful. There's just different levels to it.
True indeed.
Trip is doing well.
It is.
Thank you.
And you don't have a whole lot of collabs on the album, but the ones that you have are pretty big and meaningful ones.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. You have John Legend on the album. That's one of my favorite songs on the album, by
Thank
the
you.
way. I
Thank
really
you.
love that one. You have her on the album.
Yes.
And you also have Chris Brown.
Yes.
Okay, so did you purposely say, I'm not going to overdo this with, collabs and guest appearances, or how did that happen?
Yeah, I definitely didn't want to have too many features on it because I feel like with a debut album, you're introducing yourself to the world. So it should more so be about what you're bringing to the table. But I didn't want it to be completely me because I haven't had that many features anyway, like just in my career, especially people that know me only for Boot Up. And now for Trip and the album, I haven't had any features. So I was like, I definitely wanted to collaborate with people to create something new. But yeah, it was definitely a conscious effort. I told Mustard, I was like, I don't want any more than 3 features. And that's what we started.
And no
with.
rappers, huh?
That wasn't intentional.
Okay.
It wasn't like, oh, let's just do this straight R&B. There were a few people that we were considering, but I think it worked out in the best way that it did with the
I'm
R&B
sure
singers.
so many people are hitting you up trying to get you to do stuff with them. Too.
Yeah.
Like, I need you to get on this song. Can we get LMA? How do you make those decisions, like in your head, like, okay, I'm going to work with this person? Because it has to be difficult, especially when you run into people and they're like, yo, I've been trying to holler at you, trying to get you on a song.
I think for me, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, it's just like if I like you, if I think that you make great music, if I like you as a person, then I'll collaborate. If it's someone that like, I think it's weird in the industry because it's so like, everything is obviously on camera and everything like that. So even if there's someone who you're not particularly that fond of their music, which is okay, everyone makes it seem like everyone must like everyone's music and everything.
Well, that's the DJ Khaled syndrome. Everybody's friends. Everybody's your brother, your sister.
I think that's I think it's the whole industry, to be honest. But I think it's okay to not like someone's music or to not like a song. Like I said, music is personal preference.
Yes, it's
so
all subjective.
If you don't like Boot Up, then that's fine. That's that's up to you. To me, that doesn't offend me because I put out what I believe in. So I think with working with people, it's just if I really like them as an artist, if I like them as a person, and I believe in their music.
Now, Shot Clock, explain this record, dude. Are you really giving guys 24 seconds to holler at you? That's not a lot of
The
time.
basketball shot clock.
It's not a lot of time. It's definitely not a lot of time. But obviously, I mean, I give you a little bit more than 24 seconds. But it's just a play on a shot clock, obviously, and basketball. But it's more so, it's not even really about the 24 seconds. It's about the fact that people, I think, get a little bit complacent. And I don't think girls say that a lot. Like, everyone's talking about shoot your shot now and everything, right? So I think it was very relevant to the time.
Have you ever wanted a guy to shoot their shot, but they wouldn't pull up? Are you still waiting now? Shot clock still going?
I'm not waiting. I guess. I think everyone has. Yeah.
And first impressions are important. Like those first few seconds that you meet somebody, you make a judgment based on how they present themselves to you.
Very important. I think you don't ever really forget your first impression of someone. If it was a good one, you might not remember it as much as if it was a bad one, but you'd remember that it was a good one. So
a bad one might be good to get your attention. Because then you'll never forget it.
I mean, yeah,
and then
but
they can make up for it.
How bad though?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how bad.
How much influence did Mustard have on this album? Because there's a lot of radio records that you can tell.
The whole album sounds like a playlist full of radio records.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thank you, but.
That's not a thank you?
I mean, it is, but it's not, because I'm like, it don't sound like a cohesive album. It sounds like a playlist.
The album doesn't sound like a cohesive album.
Nah. I mean, you come on at the end and you do like the little skits where you're like spelling your name, if I'm not mistaken. So that brings it together, but it still sounds like a playlist almost.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
I think it
solid,
sounds like
though.
an album. Thank you.
Yeah.
It sounded like a compliment, right? Like all hits, basically, all radio
Yeah,
records,
that's why I was saying thank you. But
Mustard influence.
yeah, sorry. I was like, what was the question? Yeah, he had a lot of influence. He's the executive producer of the album, me being signed to him. But we did stuff quite differently than what we did with the EPs. With the EPs, we did like a lot of stuff just to beats that were already made or something like that. But with the album, we started a lot of stuff from scratch. And I worked on the EPs were all Mustard. And on the album, obviously, I worked with a few other producers. I worked with some producers at home in London. And then some other American producers, and I kind of stuck to similar writers that I had with the EPs as well, because I just writing with someone is like so personal. I feel like you have to have a connection with them. So I wanted to kind of stick with people that I knew and who knew me and that I worked well with. But yeah, Mustard was fully involved. He was, I think, honestly, and he'll tell you as well. Like he was so like engrossed in this project as much as I am. It's almost like his baby, because this is the first album that we've released on 10 Summers. So.
Gotcha.
What you call? Okay.
I was going to say, did you feel like after how successful the first single was, you're like, I got to put out an album now?
No, actually, it's funny because I've actually been working on the album for over a year. Well, was working on the album for over a year. So
Before Boot Up even popped off.
Yeah, so I luckily I didn't feel rushed because we already kind of had it. We were still working on it a little bit when Boot Up was popping off, but we had the majority of it already, so we didn't feel rushed. And I'm glad, because I wouldn't have wanted to rush it, because then I feel like I wouldn't have been able to produce.
Was there a part of you that wanted to leave Boot Up off the album, or you needed it for the sales? Because I definitely skipped it when I got the Boot Up.
That's fine. We definitely didn't put it on for the sales. That's not something that that I would do it for. I put it on the album, one, because it's such a important song in my career, and I think it would kind of be a disservice to the song to not have it on my debut album because of what it did for me. And it fits in the storyline, and I love the song. So
I'm shocked that record blew up over the summer, because it's such a cuffing season record. You know what I'm saying? That's a record for the fall.
But it came out a long time ago. It was just this is a great record though.
Yeah.
Oh, you Boot Up?
Thank you. No.
Oh, you're single. So somebody could shoot their shot. They need 24 seconds and they can
How many
shoot their
times have
shot.
you even asked that question? Since
I get asked that all the time.
Are you Boot Up?
I get asked that all the time, but
Are you Boot Up?
it's expected. It's expected.
Yeah.
It's expected.
What about whatchamacallit? Why did they call it cheating?
We just called it whatchamacallit.
Why do you call it whatchamacallit?
It's just whatchamacallit is a fun record. I think I don't think people should look into it too seriously, like exactly what we're saying. Yeah, it was just fun. That's what we called it, whatchamacallit.
So if a man gets caught cheating on you, and you're like, you cheating, you're like, whatchamacallit?
Yeah, that's unacceptable. But
Exactly.
that's okay.
That would piss me off. What you mean, whatchamacallit?
But there's a lot of situations.
Whatchamacallit, you be pissed off, bro?
You know what I'm talking about.
There's a lot of situations that are explained through song that in like, if it was to really, really happen, you'd think about it twice. But yeah, like I said, the song was just a fun song.
Is cheating acceptable in a relationship?
No.
Have you ever cheated?
You ask, have I
Yeah, he
cheated?
just
No.
asked.
You ask questions that you know the answer to.
I don't know. Some women are different.
What do you think?
I think it's unacceptable.
Have you
know?
cheated before?
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
You said
I've known
hell
my woman
yeah.
for 20
Sure
years, though,
has.
and she's cheating on me.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? So that's just, if you love somebody, you can take the good with the bad.
She cheated on him with
You
a dude
know,
with a bigger
I can't be
dick,
the
too.
guy. I can't be the guy that's mad at her.
Ask him.
That's
Ask
mad
him.
at her for cheating and want to leave her, and then when
Ask
I
him.
make a mistake, want her to stay with me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Ask
No,
him.
I'm good.
Ask him.
Thanks.
Don't worry. When you find the right guy, you'll let him cheat on you.
What?
Okay, we'll see.
You're not gonna let anybody cheat on you.
Just
We'll
ask him one
see.
time. Just say, ask him.
Ask him what?
Nothing. Now, how-
Is cheating a deal breaker though, you think? Or is it something that you could potentially recover from?
I don't know. I'm very I don't know if I can recover from it.
It depends on how.
Yeah, I think it depends on the whole situation. It depends on what the relationship is like. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
You ever got caught cheating?
I've never cheated.
Oh, really?
Have you been cheated on?
Well, if I did, I still don't know. So
she's like, I'm busy.
That's a good guy.
I'm too busy.
Because the cheat and not get caught is the method.
Or maybe he didn't cheat.
He loves you if he didn't get caught.
Or maybe he didn't
Charlamagne,
cheat.
you are crazy.
That's the truth, LMA. Trust me.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
Thank you very
opening up
much.
for Bruno Mars? How was that? How's that experience?
Amazing. He's such a great guy. His crowds are really, really fun. These are the biggest venues that I've done. So at first I was like, right, what can we do to make the show a little bit bigger? Because all of my shows have been quite intimate. But yeah, no, it's been amazing. It's been really fun to open up for someone who has so much energy, and his show is
Is it
incredible.
very difficult because his energy is so high and yours is more laid back?
I mean, no, I think being an opener, I think it's cool when the show has a little bit of variation. But not all of my songs are super, super like mellow. So I just put a balance of them all together.
Everything with John Legend. How was that experience?
Amazing. I didn't get to work on it with him in the studio.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't. The timing just wasn't working. But when we sent it over, he sent it back in like 2 days. He said he loved the record. He was really excited about it, which was cool because I know it can take like weeks and weeks and weeks to get vocals back sometimes. So yeah.
What made you pick John Legend as a collaborator?
Why not? I mean, he's
John
John Legend.
Legend.
Yeah.
John Legend, yeah.
I was like, of course, I would never ever like, I never want to turn that down. And I think I wanted to having her and having Chris, who are very like current, even though Chris has been out for a while. I wanted to have someone who is looked at a little bit like, what's the right word? I don't know what the right word is, but like just someone who
Like
a
an OG
prestigious
boy.
veteran.
Yeah.
You got an EGOT.
I mean, Chris
Yeah.
is a veteran as well, sorry. But yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank
The
you for
album's
having
out
me.
right now.
I was like, you don't post on social media that much, I heard.
You heard?
Yeah.
Oh, you looked and saw.
No, I didn't look. People told me that. Is there a reason for that? Because
Uh,
I think your generation is so social media heavy. Like, why?
yeah, my generation definitely is social media heavy. To be honest, I just like, I think I try and still remain like the same person and live my life off of the internet as much as I can, because I feel like with Snapchat and with like Instagram story and everything, everyone's whole life is on the internet.
Yes.
And I'm not really that type of person. Like I like to have my personal life different to my my business career life. And yeah, I never really did, even before all of this, I never really used social media that much anyway. So it's just, yeah.
What about the critique and the criticisms? Can you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like half of the people that will comment negatively on your stuff or say whatever they want to say either still follow you and are always looking at your page, or they're just unhappy with their life and they want to take it out on someone else. And a lot of it is not really knowing any better either. So I it is what it is. It's what comes with it. You take the good with the bad, like you said, right?
Yeah, especially if you were posting videos, because you knew they were going to critique that, videos of you singing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that is that putting up a video you have to expect. Like you have to expect some people to like it, some people not to like it, and to be honest, I think it's more important what you think about it and how you feel about it, and if you're good with it. And obviously, I was comfortable enough to post it, so I don't really pay attention to the negative, to be honest.
And there was also a quick situation where they were trying to say you had a sex tape out.
Yes.
And I remember our producer ran in here so excited, like, oh my God, LMA sex tape. I'm like,
Woo woo woo.
I don't even know
He was
that's
excited,
her.
like super excited.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. You can clearly see that it's not me. And for anyone, and honestly, I feel like with the success of Boot Up, it was gonna come, like people are gonna try and find something. Like you said, I don't really post on social media. People don't really know that much about me, so you're gonna try and find anything to try and tear me down. But yeah.
Did you watch the video? Be like, let me see if this is me or not.
I did watch the video.
Oh, you
yeah,
did?
I didn't watch it because I wanted to see if it was me, because I knew it wasn't me. But I wanted,
Let me see if
How
this
could
is
you
me.
be sure?
Let me see if this is me.
These
I could
guys
be
are
very
slick nowadays
Nah,
and
trust
they
me.
popping.
Trust me, I knew it wasn't me.
Why'd you watch it?
Because I wanted to see why people thought it was me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Why did they think it was you?
I guess because the girl
Somebody said it.
had a bun in her head, and I always wear a bun, and she was
Yeah, I didn't look
similar
like-
skin complexion.
You wear a bun with that beautiful, luxurious hair of yours?
I wear buns all the time.
Your edges are amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
He wishes he had
Full.
them. That's why he has that hood on.
Serious.
Charlamagne
Is that
doesn't
why you
have
have
any
your hood on?
edges. He's very upset
I
about that.
have
Thank
I have
you.
zero edges, all of me.
No, yeah, I knew it wasn't me. I I was just like, whatever, they're going to try. Like you said, the negative is going to come with it. So
that had to be annoying though, because then it's people like, oh, I just seen it. And then you feel like I got to be like, that's not me.
Man, people hitting you up LMA sex tape, trash.
I mean,
Now, she was getting busy, though. She was getting busy. People were saying she was getting busy on that tape.
Damn, Envy.
You watched it? People
I didn't
say,
watch it.
You say first he started off.
People say.
She was getting busy. She was getting busy. People say she was getting busy.
That's what they said. She was getting
Caught
busy.
herself.
Envy ready to
I
compete.
didn't see it.
people are going to believe, like, the saddest thing about this social media generation also is like, they'll believe anything that any random person feeds them.
Yes.
Right.
And that's the issue. That's what really should be addressed more so, like in the world, that you can't believe everything that some random person puts online.
Nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining.
True.
Yep.
Very true, which is very sad, but it's the world we live in, I guess.
All
Do
right.
you put baby gel? Is that like that natural?
You ain't got no
Would
hair,
you
man. Don't
leave
worry
her
about it,
edges
man.
alone?
It's dope. Like it goes up. It's like a U.
No, you have to
My
style it
goodness.
like that.
So you do that? Okay, I got you. A little gel, nothing, just.
It's like
You
a
don't
little
have
pink.
no
Cause when
hair,
I
bro.
hugged her when she came in, her hair was very wet. So I'm just trying
It's
to.
water. It's water. It's not like gel.
Why do you
Do
can't
you
do
do
She's
water?
water
spritzing up the curls.
to do the edges, like the. Oh, was it raining outside? I don't know.
It's not raining. You do like my hair when
Spritz.
you. Yeah, I guess you can say that when you wet it, it gets curly. So.
Don't even-
Got you.
Thank you
He
for
doesn't know
joining us.
anything
We
about hair,
appreciate it,
so
all right?
excuse
Thank
him.
you for having me.
LMA, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.